On today's episode, featured videos include. Today's bonus features include Hi there, everyone. Welcome to episode 36 of the Supplemental Broadcast here on Alexandria Alternative Media Broadcasting and OK Copernicus Production. I'm your host, Jess, but you can also call me Epitome or Burnkid because I'm EpitomeTheBurnkid. Please be sure to follow the entire archival project, hashtag YouTube Recommended Chronicles on X or Tumblr for the latest videos, music, memes, and more. Listen to the official soundtrack on SoundCloud, and if you're watching me on YouTube, please be sure to find me on Rumble should anything happen to this channel. All links discussed in today's episode can be found below in the description box, and please be sure to subscribe, like, share, follow, comment, tell a friend about the many things we cover in our program, because this stuff is really important. And just a little reminder, I do take breaks for EMF sensitivity, so pardon any breaks. These are some really trying times, if I do say so myself. And for deeper dives on the more spiritual and esoteric side of the topics that we cover here on the program, coupled with a hearty syllabus of phenomenal information in the form of more YouTube videos. Don't forget to check out my new series, Pan Panen Pious Prophetic Ponderings. It's a tongue twister worth watching. If you like my auspicious op-eds, you'll really enjoy it. So without further ado, let's go on to today's featured video recommendations. Our first video feature comes in from Essential Salt's channel and is titled Hegel Explained, the Master-Slave Dialectic. As a huge philosophical enthusiast, it is always my pleasure to introduce solid philosophy lessons through well-made videos, especially on matters that have been troubling us progressively throughout the era and are highly prevalent in today's deeper understanding of current events. So let's take a look at the creator's excerpt for our first video for more. And I quote, G.W.F. Hegel is one of the most difficult philosophers in the Western canon, but today we attempt to demystify him. In this episode, we'll break down Hegel's phenomenology, the dialectic, and the Hegelian understanding of desire. Our concrete entry point into the thought of Hegel is his famous chapter, The Master-Slave Dialectic. Deleuze argued that Nietzsche's work constitutes a rejection of Hegel. His master and slave morality can be read as a direct rebuke to Hegel's interpretation of this very same power relation. In order to prepare for our reading of Deleuze, we're going to first tangle with Hegel on his own terms and understand the very different way in which he approaches the questions of consciousness, morality, and perspective. In researching this episode, Nathan Witter's lectures on Hegel and Deleuze were very helpful, as was Justin Burke's lecture on Hegel. And I just want to remind everyone that a lot of these 20th century philosophers, especially from the German tradition, if you want to understand what is going on today, understanding these works and putting them in more of a 21st century way of viewing them and seeing how they've evolved, especially technocratically, is really going to enlighten you on the matters of today, kind of like why I bring you this show, so we can get more enlightened on the matters of today. So let's go from philosophy to current events. Our second video feature comes in from China Observer and is titled, Don't Go to China, the CCP monitors your fingerprints, face, and voice. You know, kind of like they're trying to do to all the Western world now. It is relatively obvious that all Western cultures and many private organizations wish to use, abuse, and exploit us for data. So let's take a look at everyone's current totalitarian role model of the year, the CCP. Here is an excerpt from this video's description box, and I quote, Even more advanced technologies like iris and voice recognition are employed for high-tech surveillance targeting specific individuals. And believe you me, I know how this feels. These technologies are specifically designed for the Chinese Communist Party's stability maintenance efforts. Yeah. stability maintenance efforts. Let that sink in, you know, when, especially how they like to use the word democracy. Yeah. The CCP can thus intercept any potential incidents before the Chinese population resorts to petitions or protests. The research in the field of biometric recognition technology at the Chinese Academy of Sciences Institute of Automation has reached a level where it can identify not only fingerprints, irises, facial features, palm prints, and voices, but also handwriting and even your gait as you like walk or whatever. So look out, they're perfecting all this stuff, and they handed us little spy devices to spy on us, and so that we can snitch on each other. It's pretty sick, is it not? On to the third video, which is titled "How Are the Religions of the World Connected?" And this comes in from the channel Book of King, and from their description box, this is what I have for you all. The topic of religion has been a common theme on this channel, and with this latest episode, we will discuss the interconnectedness of world religions from their common origins to the ways in which they would influence one another. And this includes the religions as follows: Proto-Indo-Iranian religion, Zoroastrianism, Judaism, Christianity, Islam, Hinduism, Buddhism, Jainism, Sikhism, and Baha'i. And as many of you know, if you've been following the show for a while, all of these religions are inspired from way more ancient religions from civilizations long gone. And they all have common connections, and I'm here to bring you more info like that. I'm here to try to get the word out about the truth, because they've tried to paint a lie throughout history, religion, and world events, and they try to cover it up with wars, and they try to cover it up with genocides and other horrible things. And the only reason I do this show is because it's the only little bit that I can do to try to help make a difference and bring awareness to these topics. So please share, please like, please help me in the algorithm, guys. Part of the reason there's also break is because morale. I'm not really, this isn't picking up the way that I was hoping. I understand that I'm more advanced along for all the sort of awakening and ascension and great resist videos. But everyone, please, if you're learning anything, please hook me up with a like, hook me up with some comments, hook me up with some shares. Because, you know, I'm doing this for the love, but the algorithm doesn't really love those of us who tell the truth. So all you lovers of truth, please help us in the algorithm. It gets hard sometimes, y'all. Now that I've done my moping for everyone, on to our fourth video. And here's a little more theology focus for us to think about this week. And that is coming in from Theology Unleashed, their channel, and it is a nice chaser for the last selection, if I might add. And it is titled "When Science Becomes a Religion," which we all know totally happened, and the results are horrid atrocities of ignorance, context, nuance, and fallacy in a multitude of differing expressions. A snippet from the description box describes this video as follows. Edward Dutton is an author, YouTuber, and researcher. His main focuses are anthropology and social science, but his first degree was in theology. In this video, we discuss when science becomes a religion. Oftentimes, in a debate or discussion, arguments will be given for or against a position which are not scientific in their rationale, but rather religious. This means instead of employing arguments and evidence, they employ appeals to authority. There are many issues with this way of thinking, which we discuss. And this is a big problem that I am especially seeing on social media, especially those of us who have been banished. The appeal to authority is the AI. The AI said we broke a rule that clearly wasn't broken, because the AI just makes up its own idea of what something means in its head and has no human context. So I'm going to be bringing not just current events on the show, but I'm going to be bringing a lot more academic type information, so that so that we can all better understand all of what is unfolding in these end times, beginning times, whatever you want to think of them as, ascension. Eschatology matters. Eschatology is not just for, you know, Christians and things like that. Eschatology is for everyone. Understanding the disaster cycle, understanding these cycles of the rise and fall of civilizations and cultures. All of this is so important for us to process and make it through what is coming, because we're overdue, and it's that time again, my friends. So on to another fun one. Our fifth video, back to the current events, comes in from the Pleb Reporter and is titled "The Farmer Protests Have Gotten Insane." And while there is a description lacking, the coverage of these protests across the world has been lacking recently, but these protests are still going on and they are making a difference. Be sure to support your local farmers and all the wonderful people fighting the good fight for us to eat healthy, organic food, especially. The depopulators are trying to cause a famine through greenwash policies, declaring eminent domain and geoengineering famines, which they will hope force us into eating their synthetic, ultra-processed garbage, cancer nuggets, and toxic seed oils, and the bugs, of course. So, support your farmers and definitely support your homesteaders. And please, everyone, it's important that we all know how to procure our own food. True wealth is being able to live on the land in peace and abundance. True wealth has nothing to do with money. It has nothing to do with status. True wealth has to do with having all the basics. And if we didn't live this weird modern life, we would be so much closer to heaven. And considering that I'm thinking we might be living in hell or a hell realm, it's time to raise holy heaven, because hell is horrible. Let's bring a little taste of heaven to hell, shall we, guys? And our final video for our main features comes in from Redacted, and it's titled "They're Exposing Biden's Secret Migrant Camps on the East Coast of the U.S." Don't even get me going on the dissenters' detention camps that are being built in all 50 states. You can also find that information on Redacted's page as well. But we're going to start with this for now. So while I am a bit more disturbed about, the facilities for the dissenters, it would appear the high muckety-muck lizard overseers treat the invaders they're enabling like chattel, granted a very manipulative, malevolent set of civil liberties. From their Blockz for their description, they have another video linked to this video that they suggest that you go watch. And at least 3 large compounds were exposed in New York City where drugs are being sold and armed criminals are left to come and go as they please. And these are being run and facilitated and functioned by NGOs and departments of our government, and a bunch of shifty nonprofits. We have to get as much awareness to these issues, everyone, as possible. We have to bring the change. Everyone for literally centuries has allowed the people at the top to run the show. It's not their world. It's not even their country. They're supposed to be representing us. They represent themselves, everyone. Please help me fight the good fight. And please help get this information out there. Please help me boost my morale. I would really appreciate it. Here comes Socrates. I think he's going to crash the camera again. I hope he doesn't crash the camera again, but I know he's going to do it. So let me go on to my bonus features. Hopefully he'll let me finish filming this episode. The Cosmic Knowledge of the Knights Templar by Rudolf Steiner from Rudolf Steiner Audio Press. I have for you guys down in the description box. The Spiritual Roots of Narcissism, The Fallen, The Alchemist, and this comes in from the channel The Alchemist. Then I have in from Candace Owens' Fired video from We Woke Now. That's the name of the channel is We Woke Now. Arrested for Speaking in Your Own Home, Scotland's Authoritarian Free Speech Crackdown, The New Culture Forum. That's a good one. CIA didn't find the spiritual realm. They found something much worse. That's another good one to watch by Russian KD. And the Most High is exposing the synagogue of Satan. All of their accomplices are all quiet. And that video feature comes in from Big Judah. And if you could just give me one moment to get my little boy. Come here, Socrates. Mom's got a fish. Filming a show with this little guy in such a cramped space isn't the easiest thing in the world, but you know what? Such is a labor of love. So, time for my auspicious op-ed. This one is titled A Mega Classical Transcendental Absurdist Understanding of Current Events. And here it goes. I hope these words inspire you guys to make some words of your own and to really take some action on these matters, because we got to do this from the bottom up, not from the top down. They have no incentive to help us. They have every incentive to depopulate us just so they can take our stuff. And on to the op-ed. Over the past 18 months of receiving the vast amounts of information I have from my most auspicious algorithmic informant, Magic 8-Ball, it is safe to say that many of my former stances and views have entered into many new stages of refinement, reform, innovation, and transformation, just as rapidly as new understanding and insight takes hold. I wish to take some time and elaborate on some of the new things I have been learning. Looking at the past and present through a mega classical lens has been crucial to holding still unfolding timeline scenarios to a deep dynamic continuity and contextual account of relevant connections between pieces to this enormous multidimensional mosaic we're all decoding here together. A mega classical lens will have you focusing on evolutions, deviations, and continuity of events from what is proposed as the Neolithic era, just after the last ice age, basically, all the way up to current times, while including a plethora of crucial data not acknowledged publicly by the powers that be. The only other pieces required to understand how I have focused said mega classical lens is to hold your area of focus on matters to be evaluated with a distinct highlight on the transcendence of the absurdity that can empower our efforts for a much better and brighter future. Transhumanism, globalism, depopulation, mental side, and the very artificial, highly suspect data age that has been thrust onto everyone did not just come from nowhere. The origins of this anti-human agenda date back much further than my mega classical lens could possibly focus in on. But let us all assume that whatever is going on currently is probably similar to accounts of Atlantis or Lemuria. In the age we're currently residing, I think placing an increased effort in focusing on Tartaria and the many reset wars that happened throughout the 1800s and early 20th century will provide the highest chances of rebuilding all of the basic human necessities that the psychopathic cabal overseeing the currently unfolding multi-pronged assault on all natural organic life from every substance and sensory standpoint they could discover a way to exploit. Let me be the first to tell you that if their big moves have been in century-sized increments thus far, it truly shouldn't take but a mere fraction of that to bring it to its knees. Once you can see and understand the big picture, all manufactured narratives become laughable at best and malevolently insulting or recklessly negligent at worst. Now that we've gotten all the heavy part out of the way, let me tell you what I am most looking forward to about being a part of starting the new cycle or the next era here on Earth. The first thing is that it has been a relief that the vast majority of our experience here has been but a mere speck in comparison to what our existence would be like here if we were living as God, nature, or our species were intended. I highly doubt that we were intended to live under the values imposed on us that appear to be anti-life, anti-organic, and anti-natural. It would also appear that those idiot lizards in charge didn't understand that once they revealed themselves to be a legitimate threat to all organic life, especially that which is spiritual in nature, we would quickly be able to point at the sources and causes of all discontent quickly and clearly. Another great facet I have discovered is just how unlearned and under-researched these highly credentialized characters truly are, which would indicate that now knowing their only tactics are intimidation, bribery, and lies, and that's the baseline they operate from, drastically and dramatically reduces any respect, tolerance, clout, or other forms of compliance and enablement they have been fraudulently gleaning from repression, sheltering, ignorance, and self-censoring, etc., that they ultimately demand as their tribute or penance. The last major takeaway that has relieved me in recent times is that just about every part of our contemporary way of life is extremely damaging to one's health. So, in all honesty, most practices need to be reduced greatly or stopped entirely based on their danger or toxicity. Moving on to new ways of life is much easier when the old ways are literally killing or debilitating the vast majority of us prematurely due to radiation, poisons, and contaminants that come as a side effect to the average post-industrialized existence. Upon knowing that this method is the only one they have and that it is only effective when people are in the dark, should be more motivation to share information on these matters as far and wide as we possibly can, while stating we know exactly what the intentions, goals, and justifications are so that we might squelch them most quickly. Truth, freedom, and sovereignty are what they are after for one reason and one reason only. It is the only way that those who invented systems to surpass systems can game the system within the system. If we don't have any dependency or need for their game, not only does the system lose all relevance, the inventors, regulators, managers, and legislators will be seen as the fraudulent drafters of a supposed social contract that is antisocial in nature, to say the very least. This is why representative democracy especially should raise a red flag when you really look at what is going on at the end of the day. Those who dedicated their life to paying for permission slips in the form of multiple degrees and schmoozing taught the entire world that they only respect people who bought their way through the world. It's that simple, everyone. And that is today's auspicious op-ed. Our musical selection comes in from yours truly, EpitomeTheBurnkid, and is titled "The Truth Shall Set You Free." It also has a really fantastic music video. Links for all of that are in the description. As always, all of the links to follow me on social media. Send email to the show. We love fan mail. If you want to send some fan mail, I would like to start doing fan segment. Definitely check out the SoundCloud and everything else in the links that I have for you. We appreciate any and all support. This work is not monetized, but as you know, times are tough, and this does take a lot of time and effort for me to go through all of this knowledge for everyone. I work on this project, I'd say a good 5 to 6 hours a day when it comes to archiving, cataloging, curating an episode, writing an episode, filming an episode, editing an episode, and getting it up. I don't have employees. I have no one. I just have me. Because if you're like me, you know, chosen one, light worker, etc., the world just isn't going to have you. So any and all support from my fellow brethren is always most appreciated. Links in the description. Like I like to tell you guys every single time, stay safe, stay prepped, stay awesome, and continue to be excellent to one another. We need that more now than ever. And I will see everyone next time on the Supplemental Broadcast. Don't forget to like, subscribe, comment, share, and follow. Epitome out. On today's episode, featured videos include. Today's bonus features include. Hi there, everyone. Welcome to episode 37 of the Supplemental Broadcast here on Alexandria Alternative Media Broadcasting and OK Copernicus Production. I'm your host, Jess, but you can call me Epitome or Burn Kid because I am Epitome the Burn Kid. Please be sure to follow the entire archival project, #YouTube Recommended Chronicles on X or Tumblr for the latest videos, music, memes, and more. Listen to the official soundtrack on SoundCloud. And if you're watching me on YouTube, please be sure to find me on Rumble should anything happen to this channel. My music is also available across all other platforms under the release title, The Copernican Dispatch. I will have links for all of that. And all the links discussed in today's episode will also be able to be found in the description box below. So please be sure to subscribe, like, share, follow, and tell a friend about the many things we cover in our program. It's really important stuff, and we try to have a little fun too. For deeper dives on the more spiritual, esoteric side of topics we cover, coupled with a hearty syllabus of phenomenal information in the form of YouTube videos, don't forget to check out my new series, Pan Panen Pious Prophetic Ponderings. And one final special production note, I have 2 new full-length features now in pre-production and production. So videos will be slowing down to a few a week and some short so that I can focus more time on the movies and the music for these projects. One is a retro gamer psychedelic art feature, and the other is a VJ tribute to the late great Busby Berkeley. So stay tuned for more details throughout the weeks ahead. And on to today's featured video recommendations. Our first video on today's features comes in from the channel Truth to Love Inside You and is titled The Protocols of the Learned Elders of Zion. In an era where over a century of dispensational rapture rhetoric have led to many a midwit or everyday theologically ignorant person for a wide plethora of reasons to blindly adhere to Zionist rhetoric, it is beyond important to look at the history and roots of said rhetoric. This is a must-watch for a deep dive into the history of the foundations of the Zionist movement, Zionist Congress, and the Elders of Zion themselves. And from the excerpt from this video's description box, some key features is this document is important. This is the official document, but keep in mind that most Jews are not behind this movement. This movement is really not affiliated with Judaism. It is a political movement. See the complete video series, Withdrawal of Consent, here, and he's got some links to his other videos on this topic. Our second video entry today is from the channel The International Spiritual News Network and is titled Understanding the Matrix with David Icke. I think many of you out there in streaming land will find this video helpful in understanding much of the vernacular, concepts and mechanics of 3D matrix of illusion, so necessary to the ruling class to manufacture consent and mandate control of the citizenry. This next snippet comes from the video's description box, and I quote, David Icke is a former professional soccer player, journalist, and network anchorman with the BBC. He was the spokesman in the 1980s for the British Green Party, and since 1990 has been a full-time investigator into who and what is really controlling the world. He is the author of 20 books, Alice in Wonderland and the World Trade Center Disaster, and his latest book, Infinite Love is the Only Truth, Everything Else is Illusion. On his never-ending quest for truth, he simply says, the cutting edge just moved. Never before has a book explained with such clarity why physical reality is merely an illusion that only exists in our brains. But David Icke's information presented in a way that everyone can understand is a life-changing exposure to both the illusion we believe to be real and the way this illusion is generated and manipulated to imprison us into a false reality. And that's real talk, man. He really does break it down really good. I definitely recommend that one. And third on our lineup today is Big Judah coming in with a video titled The Secret Oath Made by All Priests and Pastors with the Catholic Church Will Be Exposed Tonight. So you think that's a Protestant church you're attending, huh? Wow. Do you see that IHS symbology emblazoned onto the iconography or other clerical attire and, clergy relics and implements? The Counter-Reformation was way more successful than anyone fully realized, and Big Judah brings the receipts for the truth behind the scenes of Protestant Christianity that they really don't seem to want to talk about. I looked for an excerpt from his description box, but he doesn't really have one. He doesn't roll like that. So on to our next video, which comes in from the channel. There's No Place Like Home, and is titled Question the Narrative, Beyond the Ice Wall and the Firmament. If you have an interest in the mysteries surrounding flat Earth, the firmament, and the ice wall, commonly passed off as Antarctica, then this video is a great starting point to evaluate suppressed history and scientific concepts long banned by the Vatican, and many others regarding common knowledge they deem unacceptable for commoners to be aware of, like you and me. If it furthers our agenda of peace, freedom, truth, beauty, and sovereignty, then they will probably take issue with it and craft a ridiculously disempowering false narrative that they really seem to enjoy employing with force to replace the truth through like a bunch of psyops and stuff. Did I mention how incredibly tacky post-truth deconstructionism and brutalism are? Way tacky communists, grow up. So for more from the creator, here's from the description box when it comes to the ice wall and the firmament. There are many possibilities, along with links to all of the sources sourced to make the video. So definitely check out Question the Narrative. I've seen a lot of their videos. Really good channel. And that brings us to our entry today. Our fifth one today comes in from Tom Nicholas and is titled The Myth of a Free Press, Media Bias Explained. This is really an important topic for all of us to accept, reflect on, and discern wisely the more that we learn about it. Here is a word straight from the creator. And I quote, in this month's episode of What the Theory, Tom Nicholas, look at media bias and fake news primarily through the lens of Manufacturing Consent by Edward S. Herman and Noam Chomsky and the work of Stuart Hall on representation and the media. We're going to put the corporate media under the spotlight in order to consider how media ownership leads to bias in the media, which flavors the richest and most powerful in our society. As a case study, we're going to take a look at a news report which is aired as part of the BBC's flagship news and current affairs program, BBC Newsnight. The report focuses on the migrant crisis and the current English channel crossings. We're going to consider how BBC News has framed these channel crossings, what response the report wants us to have from them, and what aspects of the way in which our media works might have informed this. It's a long one, but my goal was to create the ultimate media bias crash course. Hopefully, I've not done too badly on that front, end quote. And that is exactly why I shared with all of you guys. It's a really, really, really good piece. And that brings us to the last video of our main feature highlights today. And that is titled, I Was a Woke Activist, Not Anymore, and comes in from one of our favorite channel regulars over at the guys over at Trigonometry. We've also featured some of Amala Ekpunobi's work on past episodes of Supplemental Broadcast. That's who they're going to be interviewing. This interview lets us get to know the story of a former leftist who has changed her beliefs, what caused those beliefs to change, and how life changed after her, changing allegiances, because that's very different how everyone treats you. Believe you me, I should know. When all my friends went communist, and I'm just like, guys, whatever you're calling anarcho-communism, it's a trap. They weren't really cool with being told it's a trap, and needless to say, most of them do not speak to me anymore. And you know what? Good riddance. I'm not down with anyone who's trying to destroy everything that we built. But I digress. On to our bonus features. These are some good ones. I'm not going to go in depth, but the links are below, and I'm just going to let you know what they are. So if you're interested, you can go check them out. First bonus feature is Let's Check In on Modern Art by Clown Planet. The second bonus feature is Thomas Di Lorenzo, Why Marxists Want to Destroy Western Culture, from the channel Philosophy Insights. Our third one comes in from Stargate Book is the channel, and it's titled The Gateway Program, the secret CIA program about conscience and reality. Pretty interesting stuff, guys. Next, we have 10 things millennials should know about socialism, because unfortunately, millennials, and I'm a zennial, guys, I got in while the getting was good. You guys were taught a lot of lies that just to make China and Russia and things look good because of economic nonsense, because of the Khazarian mafia along with some other people. So for real, what you've been taught about socialism is just to dupe you, use you, and take advantage of you. Check out this video for more. Then to help with that, our next video after that comes in from Thomas Sowell, The Origins of Woke, How Did We Get Here? Because it is very much affiliated with communism, Marxism, socialism, etc. And our final bonus feature is titled, It Was Never Just Music, Discover What's Behind the Pop Songs of Madonna, Beyonce, ... from the channel Divine Transformation. And yeah, the satanic music industry is super real, y'all. All y'all good musicians that make good music, that are full of really good vibes, don't let anyone corrupt you. Money is fake. Love is real. Do things for love and happiness. Money is fake. It leads to misery. That's real talk, y'all. And finally, my favorite part of the show. Yeah, we're here. My auspicious op-ed. So I composed some words because I like words. And I'm going to share them with you. And I hope you like words too. And I hope you want to compose some words. And I hope you want to share some words that you compose. Because that's how we're going to get over this post-truth nonsense, is composed of some truthful words. This piece is titled, Pay-to-Play Internet, Algorithmic Preference, and Shadow Bans. You guys know, it's happened to a lot of us, right? You guys feeling the pain? All right. So this is going to be the first op-ed monologue that features some show and tell. I am going to share with you on my iPad regarding our topic. So if it gets a little klutzy, my apologies. I'm going to do my best. I'm very new at this. I'm really old school. I'm used to floppy disks still. I'm not used to no disks. I'm not used to this modern stuff. I'm very used to nice late 20th century computing. It's how I like it. But here we go. As a grateful and thankful digital exile, outlier, shadow banned, down-throttled, algorithmically suppressed messenger of poignant truth, or real talk, however you want to think of it, I have never been so liberated from their methods of censorship, manipulation, and dominance on every part of my being as I have been operating without giving any regards to the lizard hive, depopulation, mind control brigade. I just don't care about them. I don't think about them. You cannot unsee the things I have seen working on this hashtag YouTube recommended chronicles archival disbursement project at the time when I started the project. It was on Facebook, X, and Tumblr long before the Supplemental Broadcast ever entered production. Fast forward to now. So yeah, I started this project back in 2022. So fast forward to now, and I have been permanently disabled on Facebook, shadow banned on most platforms, with Tumblr and Rumble being the most hospitable. SoundCloud, Instagram, and Google properties suppress me the most, while X seems to pick and choose based on what it thinks the content of each video posted is, even though it can get the vibes really wrong, because AI is like, it's like a cracked out Dewey Decimal System saying, like, trying to turn binary into human, and it's just really not working, people. Oh, Lord. In places where suppression is less of a problem for the types of content I share with all of you here on the show, I have run into the 21st century internet problem of it being a pay-to-play domain, an issue not prevalent during my prime late 20th century interneting in my formative years. I couldn't have grown this channel, my shows, or my music without setting aside a modest budget for promotional ad placement so people can be exposed to my material and choose to click for more. If any of these videos are something you'd like to support, like get the message out further, please send me an email with the specifics of which episodes you would like to sponsor. My donation link is in the description box of every video. I will be expanding that in the future to make it, more methods. And I'm not monetized. What I do, this is a very DIY, grassroots labor of love, truth, beauty, freedom, and sovereignty for us all who are against the globalist oligarchs. As you can tell, getting your creation seen goes to the one with the most algorithmic preference, multiplied by how much impact ads or much more successful SEO digital marketers, the tools they provide to creators with form letters speaking to how much potential they see in you just to pony up the moolah. You and I know that in this economy, creators like myself do not have $200 to $1,500 a month to pay some kid with software to have an AI of all things tinker with my channel somehow. Not acknowledging I'm shadow banned or anything else in the complexity of getting my message out in particular. I don't pay more than $15 ever to run a promotion or SEO work on anything on my channel. I just don't do it. To get real viewer exposure, that has led, but it still has led to organic growth in subscribers and returning viewers. I mean, seriously, everyone, they are trying to turn our streaming media into the old corporate media, cable access, pay for airtime at the station model. And literally almost all social media sites have this problem now, just to be seen. Time for some show and tell now. So forgive me with my show and tell portion. This is the first time I've ever done this. And Socrates is up, and I hope that he doesn't crash what I'm doing. But just to kind of show you what I've already been through thus far on this journey. Considering Zuck just came out and apologized for censorship, and I want to show you what I got kicked off of Facebook for. It's unbelievable. So here's the content that I shared. Here's a screenshot that I took. This is a meme. I don't know if you can see this. Okay, so I'm gonna read this to you in case you couldn't see all of that. But it says, we removed your content. Why this happened? It looks like you shared symbols, praise, or support of people and organizations we define as dangerous or followed them. Okay, do you want to see what this meme says? With these evil, nasty Nazis who do evil, nasty things to people just to try to, you know, show how they'll smear, you know, showing something bad as bad and try to say you were a part of it. This meme says, 75 years ago, during the Nuremberg trials, judges asked Hermann Göring, Hitler's right-hand man, how they made Germany accept all the madness. And he said, quote, "The only thing a government needs to turn people into slaves is fear. If you can find something to make them afraid, you can make them do whatever you want." COVID was our first big fascist test of the 21st century. 9/11 doesn't really count. No, that was a psyop. That doesn't really count. This is what they threw me off of Facebook for, is reminding everyone that the atrocities during COVID are literally the same atrocities that happened in the Nuremberg trials. And just like Hannah Arendt taught us in philosophy, she's a great philosopher of the 20th century. She's an anarchist. She created anarchy. She's why I'm an anarchist. She's a wonderful, peaceful woman. Basically, evil is banal. Evil is just like, what? I was just doing my job. What? Business as usual, right? You know, what's the big deal? So that's the first thing that I had a show and tell for. Let me get back to my notes because I had a few other things on my thing I'm going to show you. So that was my permaban. And that's how they basically abuse the good guys. And I want to show you this email from this digital marketer. I'm not going to show an identity, but I responded to one of these ads, I guess, one of these comments put on my page. And how do I say it? I got in a dialogue, and I don't know if it was a scammer or what the deal is, but here comes Socrates. Hold on one second. I gotta get Socrates off the table. Sorry about that. Let me get to this thing. Yeah, I'm very new at the show and tell thing. I'll learn the screenshot thing and all in the future. I'm really 20th century, and I like to keep this show simple. That's why I don't like to mess around with all of that. So. Let me go on into here and get to this email dialogue that I sent, because this is crazy. I mean, most of my ad space I get for under $3. I don't understand what I'm seeing. So I'm in this dialogue, and here's the rates that this kid from, I think he's somewhere in Africa, all these people seem to be in some, like, no offense to everyone, second or third world country. And they act like Americans have all this money that we don't have, because I guess they like watch TV shows and believe the lies and propaganda. So for 10 days, a social media campaign, $350. For 7 days, $200. For 6 months of social media marketing, $5,000. 26 days of full channel video management, $1,500. You realize that this is why a bunch of midwit affluent twits get all of the airtime, because they have the credit cards and the money to drop on this. And, you know, like, this is like tanking our economy, right? But here's the email. I haven't showed any of, I don't know if you can see. So yeah, if you want to know why little channels and production companies and stuff were having a hard time getting seen, we can have all the talent in the world, but when you're on this pay-to-play internet, it's just it's not as simple as that. Anyways, that was a show and tell portion. Back to my monologue. So now that I've provided some examples for the class, you can see how we are all going to have to work together. to be seen and heard, because we have to use every tool we can at our disposal. If all the people with disposable income can just do that and shout us out. So I'm not made of money, and you probably aren't either. These are, there are some free things that everyone can do to help creators in general, not just me, gain momentum needed to spread the message far and wide that we're trying to share in regards to what the mainstream and mass media refuse to do, which is inform the people of the truth about what is going on and deliver emergency life-saving information in advance of any major event, if and whenever possible. We, the independent and alternative free streaming media, are more than happy to deliver in a host of flavors from many creators. With that in mind, please remember to like, subscribe, share, and comment whenever possible to help amplify this movement's momentum far and wide across the World Wide Web on all the platforms that there are. I do hope that everyone takes some time to reflect on how these rather extreme changes to what used to be a free internet affect creator and viewer alike. The oligarchy just can't seem to get enough. Even if they owned it all, it wouldn't satisfy them. It's hard to satisfy the demonically possessed type with main character syndrome, especially when they have a bunch of NPCs who tell them what they want to hear, is it not? They're using AI and finances both to push the peasants off the internet. Well, you know what? I'm peasant royalty, and they unlawfully usurp this planet and all of its inhabitants. It's time to take a stand and take it back. Stand with me, party people. And that brings us to the end of today's show. Today's musical selection, and it's got a really awesome music video too. Future Uncertainty from my musical project, Trancemissions Existential. Links for all of that and everything are below in the description box. And yeah, that wraps us up. Please stay tuned and remember those new features that are coming in. Again, please be sure to follow me everywhere you can follow me. All the links are below in the description box. I like to remind everyone to stay safe, stay prepped, stay awesome, and to continue being excellent to one another. We need it in these times now more than ever. If you want to get a hold of me, however, all the information is down in the description box as well. And I hope to see you guys next time on the Supplemental Broadcast and across Alexandria, this lovely little channel. Bye-bye, everyone. Ptolemaic views, alchemical knowledge, banging beats. Okay, Copernicus.